So, in this video, I'm going to show off the quote-unquote optimal strat for beating Eclipse 8. Now, if you really want to beat Eclipse 8, and you don't genuinely care about improving at the game or having a fair challenge, this is the strat you're going to want to use. So the strats I'm going to want to kind of go over today is what Lunars to use, because they are very powerful in Eclipse 8, and going to Void Fields, which is honestly kind of underrated, and I don't see enough people doing. Probably because it's pretty long and tedious to do so, and it's also just sort of overpowered. So let me just quickly get through stage 1 and show you what I'm talking about. And when I say quickly get through stage 1, I mean taking a long ass time in full looting, because that's another really good strat you should be using if you actually really want to beat Eclipse 8. Like, rushing is fine and all, 5 minutes a stage is not that bad, but it's honestly just a lot more consistent to full loot. So I'm gonna go do that for a bit, and then show off these optimal, quote-unquote, strats. Now we go to newts. Now, I'm actually kind of sad that the strat I'm going to use is going to get rid of the tricorn, but hey, the more lunars I get, the easier this run is going to be. Also, for anyone curious, the reason why I have negative lunar coins is because I gave myself too many lunar coins, and when something in this game goes past 10 digits in value, it gets really wonky and becomes negative. That's the reason why in god runs, or like super long looped runs, you see your gold go into the negatives. I've just gone and done this to ensure I get 4 gestures, so I can properly show off just how busted doing something like this is. Finally, holy crap. Felt like I sat there for 5 minutes. Alright, and now I get to show this off. So Spinal tonic increases your stats by a lot, but in exchange, it gives you these things called afflictions. And afflictions permanently reduce all your stats by a little bit. So in a sense, using tonic is kind of like a double-edged sword. But Gesture of the Drowned reduces the cooldown of equipments and activates them automatically, which is apparently a quote-unquote downside of that. It isn't. So, when you combine tonic with 4 gestures, you basically get perma uptime on all your buffs, and the debuffs from tonic don't really matter since it's cancelled out by the gestures. So basically, more speed and damage for free, and by a substantial amount as well. The only real downside of this is you can't really use another equipment, because once you do, all those afflictions are gonna come back to bite you in the ass. See, look how quickly I just destroyed those stone golems. Crazy. Anyways, this next strat, Void Fields, comprises of just fully looting the stage. You don't really need to do all the cell vents if you don't want to. In fact, I encourage you not to do cell vents because it's a really big time investment, and you only get like, what, a red out of all that? Like, yeah, you can choose between 3 of them, but it's not that great. It's not worth spending like 20 minutes here, you know? But anyways, the reason why this strat here is so good is because you basically get a full stage's worth of items in, I'd like to say, around 10 minutes. Maybe less, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, you get a full stage's worth of items in that time. But not only do you get a full stage worth of items, but all the credits go towards items. Like, as you can see as I run around here, you're not going to be seeing any drones or anything. So that means there's going to be more items than on a usual stage, and you're going to be able to loot basically all of it. Pretty good. So a big reason why people don't typically use this strat is because not only is it very good, but it's also kind of time consuming and also just pretty boring, monotonous. But if you absolutely want to win Eclipse 8 at all costs, this is something you should be doing. Now, fun fact, this strat actually used to be a lot more broken. When you left void fields, the stage count would increase by 1, which is not what it should have done. So that allowed for some wonky stuff like legendary chests on stage 3, but more notably, scavengers to spawn on stage 4 and 5. Or I guess in this case, 5 and 6. So that meant not only do you get items from here, but you could also get additional items from scavengers. So yeah, this strat, even though it's pretty good right now, it used to be even more busted. Fun fact. Also, I have yet to mention this, but ideally you should use this strat by stage 2 or 3, so that you'll have enough healing items to actually survive the Void Fog. The only reason I'm able to do stage 1 right now is because I'm using Void Fiend, who, funny enough, already has enough healing in his base kit to out-heal the Void Fog. Because the Void Fog damage never increases over time, and Void Fiend already out-heals it with his special skill. Well, I think that's about everything. So I'm just gonna go leave now. Now that's actually less items than I would have liked, but that's because a lot of the credits were used for printers. So that's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Because the fact is, at the end of the day, we're still only at 18 minutes, and we have all these items already. Like, straight up, we've got 23 items at 18 minutes. Now, normally, you would actually have a decent amount more than that, but there was just so many printers there for some reason. Honestly, just kind of unlucky. But it is what it is. Still ended off with more items than we would have if we just played normally. Also, going to void fields used to be kind of a risk because of the time investment and the stage count increase. But now, it's really not that much of a risk if you can actually sustain yourself in the void fog and out-heal it. And that's because the stage count doesn't increase anymore. So there's a lot less risk, no scavenger spawns, no malachite enemies on stage 5, etc, etc. So you basically just invest more time to get more items. But as a lot of people know nowadays, items are a lot more valuable in this game than time scaling. 10 random items would probably scale you up more than being 5 minutes ahead in terms of scaling. Like, you would probably get more damage and speed from 10 random items than being like 3, 4, or 5 levels above the enemies. So for that reasoning, Void Fields is pretty much free extra items at virtually no cost. And that's why I still consider it a pretty good strat. Even though it was kind of nerfed since the stage count remains the same, at the same time, it's become less riskier to go there. Also, can we talk about my luck? Goddamn. Look at my items right now. And dang, I guess I'm already good to go. Now, normally full looting 2 stages like this would take me around a little under 20 minutes, which is surprisingly not far off the time that we're currently at now. So that just goes to show just how powerful this is. Tonic plus extra items from void fields allow me to move a lot faster, loot everything quicker, and make up for all the time that was lost in void fields. Or almost all the time that was lost in void fields. So essentially, in hindsight, I basically just got like a free extra bunch of items at no cost whatsoever. So there you go. If you want to win Eclipse 8, use Lunars, go to void fields, and if somehow that doesn't end up working and you don't feel comfortable by stage 5, you can always just loop. Now bear in mind, Mythic's phase 4 is going to be more powerful the more you loop, but it'll make literally everything else redundant and easy. Anyways, now that I've got the tonic combo, the next item I'm going to want to stack up on is Transcendence. And that's because it negates the modifiers from Eclipse 1, 3, 5, and partially 8, which is kind of crazy. And it also stacks really well, because the more of these you get, the more your health increases. Or I guess I should say shield increases. So yeah, these are the 3 lunar items I would look out for the most. Another one worth mentioning is Shaped Glass and Purity. Purity is more item and survivor based. It's good on some, bad on others, and it really depends a lot on the loadout you're running right now. But right now, since I'm able to proc and bleed and stuff, I'm gonna opt not to get Purity. Plus, Void Fiend isn't really a cooldown based survivor. So I'll live. So look at that. I already have 1900 health. And we're about to be on, what, stage 3? That's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, honestly, I feel confident enough to take on Mythics with what I have now. But I'm just going to full loot stages, play optimally, and just show off just how optimal and easy this strat is. Now ideally, you go Aurelia Knight, but I've already invested enough time into this, and I don't really want to waste any more. So as I was saying, another notable lunar item to stack is shaped glass. Now of course the downside of half your health not existing is pretty huge, and one shaped glass on its own is really good, but where it really shines is stacking them. They stack very well, and the damage it does when stacking is exponential, because when you have 1, double your damage, have 2, quadruple your damage, have 3 times 8, etc, etc. So if you stack up like 4 or so of them, you just end up doing ridiculous damage, one-shot almost everything. But at the same time, you're probably most likely going to die in one hit. So yeah, that's another really broken strat, if you want to use that. But me personally, it's not a strat I like to use, as overpowered as it is, because, I mean, even though I'm pretty decent at this game, not to flex or brag or anything, I still get hit every now and then, and one hit with a strat like that means death. Even if I can insta-kill everything, I'm probably not good enough to not get hit at all. Or maybe I am, I don't know. But I don't want to find out today. Plus, I also think just stacking Transcendence and Tonic and all that is just more consistent of a strat. Even though they're like equally broken, if that makes any sense. So yeah, now we're 27 minutes in, and we're killing Beetle Guards really fast still. Pretty insane, this strat. Now normally I would be scared of an overloading beetle, but as you can see there, my man's just instantly died. Crazy. And just like that, I'm basically already almost done full looting. I can basically leave now. So yeah, all the speed and damage that I got made up for all the lost time that I have, and then some. Because normally by stage 3, when I'm full looting, I'd be out by like around 30 minutes. So it's pretty insane that I've lost virtually nothing at all. Look how fast that died, and I didn't even transform. Yeah, for any casuals out there who are watching this, this is exactly why when people want a fair challenge and play Eclipse 8, that's why they don't use Lunars and they don't loot. It kind of just trivializes a lot of the challenge, as you can see right now clearly. So look at that, left by 30 minutes, which is the time it would be on a normal run for me full looting 3 stages. Oh, Void Seed. Well, I'm not really worried, considering what I've got right now. And look at that, the Elder Lemurian, Void Touch, already dead. Pretty insane. Alright, I guess I'll do Awu now. Usually I wait until I loot stage 4 a bit, but I mean, just look at us, dude. We're already strong enough. Look at that, dude. Absolutely freaking shredded. That's crazy. Not even a little bit of a challenge. Bro just died instantly. Alright, and just like that, I've already looted. Aside from the Void Cradle and Void Potential. And this is actually a faster pace than what I would normally do. So it's pretty insane just how much of a power creep you get by doing these strats. Here, check this out. I'm probably already strong enough to destroy this dude. Yeah, dude, not even close. That's ridiculous. Man, not having to worry about fall damage actually takes so much of the damage away. Like, normally, I would have to be, like, 10 billion times more aware of my surroundings when I play Eclipse 8. But here, not a worry at all. Oh, an ATG. As if I wasn't freaking broken enough already. Well then, good thing I don't need to worry about fall damage. Anyways, ICBM right after I picked up a missile. Let's go. Really unfortunate that I didn't get a feather. Like, I should still be able to make light work of mythics, but a feather definitely would have secured it. And for those who don't know, a feather is like the best mobility item in the game, because most enemies have a bunch of grounded attacks, including mythics. But even though we don't have a feather, we're still busted as all crap. So I guess we're chilling. Unless I get one from this large chest right now. That works too, I guess. Well, dang. No feather. Yeah, these guys are really dead. Dude, that's crazy how strong I am right now. Like, it's really hard to normally get this strong. Only 45 minutes in. Oh, nice. And no feather. Unlucky. So I've been able to full loot void fields and 5 stages in 46 minutes. Literally faster than me normally full looting just 5 stages without void fields. I guess this goes to show just how powerful permatonic is, as well as the extra 10-20 items you get from void fields. Pretty ridiculous. And the best part about using Transcendence is that since fall damage doesn't really matter, you can basically just do host skip for free. Oh my gosh, I did not keep track of that. You've gotta be kidding me. Alright, should be enough. Okay. That was a little scary, but thankfully, we only had 4 tonic afflictions. Yeah, that could have been really bad, but we chillin'. So yeah, the strat, pretty broken. Pretty easy run in general. Only thing I really had to worry about was phase 4 mythics with tonic afflictions. But there's a whole bunch of various strats you can do for phase 4 mythics. Some people like tower up on one of the pillars. Others play peekaboo, kind of like what I did. And there we go. And don't need to worry about fall damage. So yeah, this is about the time it would take for me to normally beat Eclipse 8 without Lunars or Void Fields. So the fact that I have this much more items, on top of just being generally very powerful and really stacked, it's a pretty good strat, all things considered. And even then, if you get all shoddy items, just loop. Well, that's the end of the video. Leave a like and sub if you enjoyed. See ya.